A smaller one. Hello resin 3D printing enthusiasts, I am Andrius from AmeraLabs. Today I will tell you a little bit about resin printing calibration. Whenever you get a new 3D printer, change to a new resin, or just periodically, you have to print a small calibration part. Okay, I'm kidding, a smaller one. We just printed a few. Let's take a look at the process. We have printed 6 town calibration models using Elegoo's resin exposure rangefinder feature. It allows printing each model with different normal layer exposure times. If it is hard to remove the models from the build plate, it's a sign that you should lower your bottom layer exposure time. We need to wash the models really well before we examine their features. Once it's cleaned and post-cured, we can take a look at the key features. Let's take a look at the chest pattern first. Do the corners of the square holes touch? If not, decrease your normal layer exposure. But if the holes are too big, it's time to increase the exposure. Next, we check if the antenna tower is not missing. This one is good, and this one is missing. This shows clear underexposure. That means you have to increase your normal layer exposure time. Next, we will look at two features, gaps and ledges. The goal is balance. If the smallest ledge is thin or bent, and the smallest gap is filled with resin, congrats, you are in the sweet spot for exposure. It's difficult to decide on the right settings just by looking at one feature, so you have to look at all of them. And also, you can increase your exposure time for big, bulky prints. Your settings will depend on room temperature as well as on your printer, as the light power of your printer tends to degrade over time. So you should recalibrate occasionally. You can download this calibration part from our website, AmeraLabs.com. I hope this was helpful, and happy printing!